the highly anticipated Rane One MKII. Look at this, people. Woo! And it's all white glory. Let's turn it around so you can see it. Look at this. Woo, she's sexy, right? So let's assemble it first. We're gonna start with these platters and these slip mats. You got your 2 notches here. That's gonna line up with the 2 holes right here. Fits right on there. We're gonna slide that right in. And we're gonna spin it until it locks. So here we go, that's the lock. All right, that's one done. I don't know, something about this white just looks so good. This makes me not even want to put it in the club. It looks so good. This might just be like my wedding setup. Because I want to keep it clean. You know, the club with all this hookah and drinks and drunk people. Oof. I mean, I have a warranty on it, but still. So we got a 2 knots once again, 2 notches here. Let's see if we can get that perfect line up like we did the first one. There we go, perfectly lined up. Drop the slip mat on. And then we'll drop this control record on this side. Same thing, we're gonna hold it until it locks it in. It locked in immediately. So let's plug it up and see how this backspin feels. Now, I will say one thing I do know is in this packet comes these little, if you can see it, these little metal circles. They actually come in the packets. You can put them underneath to give it more of a backspin, but let's see how it feels. Along with the lubricated oil that's in there. Let's get the power cord. Let's plug it up and just see how it looks when it's plugged up. Comes with a very long charge plug cord, which I like a lot. There it is. Wow, that's bright. It's really bright. And here's the Rane One beside the Rane One MKII. I don't know, I like this. I like the blue lighting. The blue lighting on this as opposed to the green lighting. I don't know, the green lighting just looks like an old video game. One thing I noticed immediately though is at the top of the Rane One, you had the strip search, which as you see, they did away with that. They have these dedicated beat jump buttons, kind of like on the Rane 4, right? Rane Performer. You have your effects and your loops, so it's right up here at the top, which is pretty cool. There's some notable differences in these 2 controllers, but I mean, overall, both of these controllers, well, that's another thing I was looking for. I was looking for the play start button, but yeah. It's funny because this record is almost like 1 track. But this one, you can see like 3 different grooves, like it was 3 tracks on this one. Spin back feels pretty good. It could be better, so I'm gonna put those little pieces I was showing you on here. The spin back on these are like a lot faster without those pieces. This one has like a little hold back on it, but I'm sure we can adjust these things. But wow, night and day difference, literally. And now that I have them side by side, you can clearly see that they are the exact same size. Here's the back of the original Rane One. You have your, your mic 2, mic 1 aux in, your line and phono switchers there. Deck 2, deck 1, your main RCA, XLRs, booth XLR, USB B and USB A, and then your motor torque from high to low. The logo, the fan, and it's a carbon copy. You still got your mic 2, mic 1, aux in, deck 2, you got your switchers, carbon copy. So really on the back, there is no difference. Even the power button is still on the same side as the Rane One. So no differences on the back of the unit. Same thing with the front of the unit. There's no difference. It's literally a carbon copy with your mic 1 volumes, your levels, your lows, your highs. Mic 2, same. You have your sampler level. Sampler level, that is different. Okay, so that is one difference that's on the Rane MKII. There wasn't a sampler level on the Rane 1, original one. But as far as your deck contour and crossfaders, your cue mixes, all of that is the same. So as you see on the original Rane 1, and excuse the knobs missing, but this thing has been put in work over the years. But yeah, right here, this empty space, that's where now we have that sampler level right there. So that's a pretty cool feature, new feature on the Rane MKII. Top of the unit, as you see, we have some dedicated stems activity going on. Use the dedicated stems button here. There's another dedicated stems button here. Also, what's different between the Rane MKII is you have your slip and range. Now, if you go to the Rane 1, this was your range here. You key lock, you see there was nothing here. So that's also a noticeable difference between the two. So let me do it like this, you can kind of see both of them. And of course, like I said before, the strip search is gone. You have your buttons there. No button here, but you do have your sensor button here. So it takes a lot of the Rane Performer features and kind of brings it over to the Rane 1. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. Still got your shifts, you still got your cue syncs, start, stop, everything's in the same place. And then your dedicated hot cues, your loops, roll samplers, and your, instead of slicer, once again, you have your stems, your parameters, your loops in and off, and your pitch bends right there dedicated. This one has Precision Feel Mag 4 XF tension adjustable fader. And then of course, this one had just the Mag 4 XF tension adjustable. I guess the precision feel is a little different. Both faders though, on both controllers always felt amazing. So we have to see how it actually sounds with the cut. You still have your marks here for 12 o'clock, for 12 and 2 o'clock on your controller, so yeah. And of course the middle, the mixer section, you have these little knobs for your parameters that's gonna work your digital screen now, and your jog wheel as well that's gonna be able to select. Whereas of course there's no digital screen on the Rane 1. You just had your big knobs here, but that was it. You didn't have those other knobs that you have right here in the middle. And then of course the screen there and your menu button. So you have more controls that you're able to do than on the original Rane 1 mixer. Thank you, Rane, for finally catching up. As you see, there is no dongle, no attachments. The Rane 1 MKII comes with a USB-C connection. Finally catching up to Pioneer. Whereas you see the old Rane 1, you had to use this dongle because you still use the old USB-A connection. So thank you for that. But everything else, as you see in standby mode, one thing I do notice, I know the screen is showing all the buttons flickering. The buttons are not flickering like that in real time. That's just the way the video looks. But the start stop button, as you see, is not flickering and it is blinking on here. That is real. So I do notice that. And both the songs have the same songs loaded. They're both at the beginning of the track, but the Rane 1 MKII shows the start stop button flickering when it stopped. Because now the song plays some, and it's still blinking. So it blinks when it stops. So that's one feature I do know that's different with the Rane 1. The Rane 1 does not blink or I guess alert you. I guess that's better in the club at nighttime. So you can see where the start stop button is located. I guess the only reason why it would blink. Of course, you got your cue buttons. They also blink, but it's the same with the Rane 1. Cue buttons blink. But other than that, there are no blinking buttons, regardless of what you may see on this video. In the video, it looks like these buttons are flickering, but they're not flickering in real time. So that's one thing I noticed. And of course, like I say, the dedicated stems button is amazing on these things. So that's just a quick review of the Rane 1 and the Rane 1 MKII. I'll have a more in-depth review later, but thanks for watching.